When we say the world 2020 is going to be a game-changing year, we don't imagine it to be this way. Instead, we almost got into a World War III, the bushfire in Australia, Ebola returns, and the worst case, we are facing a new pandemic that threatens lives. Of course, it's a game-changing situation. We had to live in quarantine for months, not seeing the outside world. We had to live in a new norm. Well, guess why? It comes from our own hands, the hands of the destruction. Human destruction towards the planet is a never-ending process. It starts right from the moment when you wake up, you waste water in the washroom, until the night time when you switch on the air conditioner to sleep. Everything adds up to the cycle of destruction. I know it seems a little impossible to save the whole world at once, so let's start slow by saving our enormous, gigantic, but vulnerable home Asia. And it starts with you and only you. Do you realize that our egocentric, competitive, selfish, and aggressive behavior are the causes? We are destructing our only habitat, but finally at the 11th hour of our species, self-discovery arrives to give us the real means to defeat the threat of self-destruction. Shall I start with the biodiversity loss in Southeast Asia region? Since biodiversity is under serious threat, some parts of the region are projected to lose up to 98% of their remaining forests in the next 9 years. Well, another surprise is that sea has some of the highest rate of deforestation on the planet, having lost 14.5% of the forests in the last 15 years. And why did this happen? You know the answer: human destruction. Habitat destruction such as habitat conversion, degradation, and fragmentation are linked to the biodiversity decline in the region. The underlying drivers include population growth, poverty, urbanization, and overexploitation. Ask yourself if we need to sacrifice another forest just to have another similar mall with the same retail outlets, restaurants, and cinema. So how do we save Asia? It starts with you and only you. Refuse the use of unnecessary papers in your daily routine. And why do you need to print the banking receipts at the ATM when you can see the balance in the application on your smartphones? You know the solution is to start with you. Go paperless. It takes a little step to start making a huge one. Next, Asia may be the most region vulnerable to climate change. Blistering heat waves hot enough to melt tarmac, crippling water shortage that upended economies, torrential rains that swept away homes, and catastrophic storms that left settlements in ruins. Last year, we witnessed a record-breaking heat wave across Pakistan and India that turned deadly. Chennai was hit by a water crisis. Rising seas engulfed our neighboring country's coastline. Many coastal dwellers across the Indonesian archipelago watched in horror as the water edges closer to their home. Did they want this to happen? Do you think it's the nature's fault? It is ours, so we've got to stop playing victim. We caused it to happen, therefore it is our duty to make it stop. Remember, it starts with us and only us. So what can one person or even one nation do on their own to slow and reverse climate change? Move closer to work. Use mass transit. Switch to walking, cycling, or some other mode of transportation that does not require anything other than human energy. Next, consume less. Reduce the amount of packaging like plastic wrapping, cardboard boxes, and unnecessary materials. Unplug your electrical appliances like TV, power bank, computers when you don't use them. Lastly, let's build awareness. Teachers, educate your students. Parents, educate your children. Leaders, educate your community so that your communities become climate smart. Furthermore, the air pollution that happens like an annual event in Asia-Pacific region. Almost every year, a smoky haze blankets at the Southeast Asian region, signaling the return of forest fires in Indonesia. For us, grey skies and lingering acrid smells are not rare anymore. Many farmers took advantage of the dry season in Indonesia to clear vegetation for palm oil, pulp, and paper plantation using the slash and burn method, and they often spin out of control and spread into protected forest areas. The haze would spread to Malaysia, Singapore, and south of Thailand and Philippines, causing a significant deterioration in air quality. Ask yourself if you want to inhale a poor quality air or you want to improve to a better lifestyle for a better quality air. Let's reduce or eliminate fireplace and wood stove use. Avoid burning leaves and trash. Carpool and use public transportation. Look for an Energy Star when you're buying equipment and be sure that your tires are properly inflated. These small steps could save our Asia, and it starts with you and only you. Lastly, do you know that for the past years, the waste of the world has been gathering on shores of Southeast Asia? Crates of unwanted rubbish from the West have accumulated in the ports in the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam, while vast toxic wastelands of plastics imported from Europe and the US have built up across Malaysia. A lot of plastics end up being burned in illegal incinerators which release highly toxic fumes and causes respiratory illness and water contamination issues. However, Malaysia and Philippines have recently decided to act, and they have sent large shipments of trash back to the West. When the government has done their part not to let our country get exploited by the Western, we as citizens should play our roles in order to minimize waste, especially plastic waste. First, get to know the rules of recycling. Let's start ditching plastic bags. Let's use reusable bags while shopping. Instead of relying on your supermarket plastic bags, bring your own tote bags. Start relying on reusable containers. Lastly, learn to repair rather than discard. The next time your Timberland stops working, spend a few minutes to see if it's fixable rather than throwing it in the garbage and ordering a new one. These are the personal lifestyle changes that you can do and help saving our habitat. Not all are right for everybody. Some may already be doing, some are not, but implementing a few of them would make a difference. There's no other way if it doesn't start with people. Earth is our only home, therefore we have to save it to ensure our humanity is safe. We are our own solution to our own destruction. We have 4.74 billion of Asian population, therefore we have 4.74 billion ways to save Asia. In order to make Asia a better place for everyone to live in, everyone should play their part in changing it to be a better, nice, livable, and comfortable home. Because it starts with you and only you.